Whoa, 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 ho, ho, ho. What is up, whack people? So, oh my God, I had to go ahead and talk about this. The slap heard around the world. The Grammys was on last night, and my God, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Everybody knows it. It's such a huge thing. I had to go ahead and talk on this for a second. So the crazy thing about this was, I saw it when it first came out. And I'm like, oh, they did a skit. Didn't think none of it. I just saw like people say, oh, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. That was like a little skit. Didn't say nothing about it. Left it alone. So then I get told, I gotta ask, did you see Chris Rock slap, or did you see Will Smith slap Chris Rock? I'm like, yeah, I saw that. Thought it was a joke. And they were like, no, it's not a joke. It's real. So I go look into it. And oh my God, it's real. It's real. So I had to go ahead and talk about this for a second. This will be on the podcast that's going to drop on Wednesday. But I want to talk about this right now because it's such a big topic. I'm going to add this on there. So real quick before I continue, please, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop videos. But man, so Chris Rock is doing his little stand-up thing, roasting celebrities, making jokes, and he looks at Jada, and Jada has a low cut, and she has some type of disease that makes it, her hair is falling out, so she just shaved it. But she looks at Jada, and he looks at Jada, and Chris Rock makes a joke about, G.I. Jane 2. Can't wait to see it. Like, she's going to be starring in G.I. Jane 2. If you don't know, that's a movie with Demi Moore where she was in the army and she had to shave her hair, low for it. If you watch it, Will laughs, but Jada rolls her eyes. And then it cuts back to Chris, and he's like, oh, that was a light joke. And he's trying to continue on. All of a sudden, Will Smith stands up, walks over to Chris Rock. You can see he's kind of like confused, but he thinks Will's playing around with him. He's like laughing, oh, Richard. And all of a sudden, Will just cold cock, bam, right in the face. I thought it was a punch. It sounded so hard. And Chris was like, whoa, really? He was caught off guard. Like, really, dude? Will turns around, walks off with a smile on his face, sits back in his seat. And Chris is like, man, that's crazy. And Will starts going off, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. And Chris Rock goes like, man, it was a G.I. Jane joke. Like, it was nothing. It was a small little thing. And Will Smith repeats, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. A little harder. He had bass already when he said it the first time, but a little bit extra bass in there. And Chris says, okay, I'm going to, and continues on. The show continues on. But my reaction. Will Smith is tired of y'all. He's tired of y'all coming at him. Will Smith has been the butt of jokes for the past, 2-3 years? Whenever August came out with those statements, he's been the butt of jokes. He's had to hear about how he's terrible. He's already had to hear about this before with the Tupac stuff, but at least, Pac's been dead since 96. But now it's something fresh, and people start talking about Jada and how she's a terrible wife, how she embarrasses him. All this stuff from all these content creators, all these platforms that radio and news that talk about their relationship. And if you remember, at one point, the Smiths were held up as they were like God level. They were like black excellence personified for a while. They were on that same level as Jay-Z and Beyonce. And through, the August Alsina stuff and the way Jada handled it and talked about it, which I do agree was not right, was not good. Through all that, they've kind of been devalued as a couple, and now they're looked at as like the poster child of being married to an ungrateful woman. And I could see he was starting to get annoyed. If you all remember, he did an interview. I can't remember with who it was, but they brought up the cheating stuff, and Will came out and said Jada, we've never cheated on each other. Anything that's ever happened, we've had understanding. And just the way he said it with like a lot of passion. You can see he's been getting really annoyed, and he's been feeling really disrespected. So brings us to last night, or to, the night of the Grammys. Last night, as I'm recording this, Chris Rock made that joke, and I don't think Chris Rock knew about Jada's hair issues, or if he knew, he wasn't thinking about that moment. He just saw it with a shortcut and thought, he's a comedian, he thought of like a little joke. It's like a little stupid joke, wasn't anything serious. And I think Will was trying to hold on to that, like he said, he said in his acceptance speech, which I'll get to in a moment, you have to pretend like everything is fine and you're not mad about things. But I think once he looked over at Jada, who didn't take the joke well, I think that kind of, made him feel a way. It made him feel like he had to stand up as her husband, as a man, and do something. So he got up and slapped Chris Rock. I don't condone violence at all. I don't like that. I don't think he had to handle it that way. I think that it was such a minor joke that they could have talked about it off stage. But I'm also a believer in, you can't tell somebody how to react to something, and Chris Rock made that joke, so those are the consequences of it. He caught Will Smith on a bad day, during a bad, I guess, moment for the Smiths in general. They've been getting it from the way they handle their kids, raise their children. Like I said, Jada's been like positioned as his ungrateful wife. Will has been positioned as a simp. And they've been getting a lot of bash, and I think Will's just tired of it, and he reacted. And I respect a man defending his wife. Again, I don't think that Chris Rock really meant any malice. It was just being a comedian joking. But sometimes when you joke about certain things, you may not realize how much that affects the person or the people, and what they're going through. So it was crazy, man. Just watching it on live television at the Oscars, the Academy Awards, like the most Hollywood of Hollywood things, and seeing it go. I thought I was watching BET Awards, Hip Hop Awards. Thought the Source Awards came back, So that was crazy. And then even crazier, Will Smith then goes on to win for Best Actor for his role in King Richard. And so he comes out and he has to give his acceptance speech in the middle or after all of that craziness. So he comes out and he talks about, he appreciates the award. He shouts out the other actresses in the film. And then he apologizes to the Academy, to the people. No apology for Chris Rock. But I think there was a video surfaced later on that showed them talking to each other. So I think they smoothed that out. Maybe, I don't know. It's a alleged video of them talking to each other, either after it or during one of the commercials. So that it seemed like that was smoothed out. But you can just see, he starts breaking down crying. You can just see a man who's hurting. He starts talking about how, he wants to promote love, and he feels like he has an obligation to his people to, promote love and defend them. And he, like I said earlier, he talked about, as celebrities, a lot of times you have to sit there and take all these jokes at your expense and smile and act like it's okay. And I think Will's just tired, man. He's tired of it. He's tired of the jokes. He's tired of the disrespect. He's not used to this. He had a long career of being like that dude, and now it's like he's being presented as that chump by a lot of people. And 100%, I get it. I get it from Will. I understand. I will say this, though. A lot of that is your own doing with the way you and your wife's relationship is. I'm sorry. Her need to air out things and to present you in a negative light when you've given so much to them is a big reason of why this narrative has spun. And maybe if you guys had been how you were before and handled your problems internally instead of presenting them to the world like you've been doing for the last few years, these narratives wouldn't happen. You wouldn't feel so defensive to where you have to stand up on live television at the Oscars and slap the host, Chris Rock. Just a thought. Just my thought. Take it however you want to. Now, the police put out a tweet saying that they were aware of the incident and, no charges were filed, so nothing's going to happen. If that changes, then they'll go ahead and investigate, yada, yada, yada. Of course, I don't think Chris Rock is going to file any charges. I think more so for Chris Rock is just an embarrassing thing, but, he kept going on and moved forward. And here's the thing, like, celebrities have entourages, so even if you say Chris Rock ain't gonna do nothing, Chris Rock can have people that can do something. So, big props and respect to Chris Rock for not letting that escalate any further than it needed to. It was a moment thing. He moved forward. Let's just get this over with. It happened. It is funny. It's funny because it's so shocking. It's like you wouldn't expect that to be real. Like you would think if somebody told you that happened, you would think they're lying. Like, no, he did not. But it did happen. We all saw it. If this was like a rumor, it'd be like a rumor that nobody believed. But because we got to see it, live, on camera, and then Will Smith going off, Lupita was just like, she was shocked. She was all of us at that moment, like, ooh. That's what her face was. Ooh. So yeah, just real shocking, real crazy. Like I said, I was surprised. I saw it and I thought it was fake. Let you know what the mindset is with people seeing that is just like, bro, this is not real. That's not real. Like, oh, that's a skit. So many people, I've heard so many people think like that was a skit, and I wasn't watching the Oscars, so like I just saw like the tag, like a picture or the video without clicking on the video. So I'm like, oh, they did like a little skit. But man, no, it was real. Will is pissed off. Big Willie is out, and he is not playing with y'all. I feel him. I just, I hope that he gets okay, because I've been kind of seeing, I saw the interview he had with the woman where he kind of was on the defensive. You could see it's like he was like kind of shaking while he's talking, and then now this happened. I think this has been very unnerving for him. I think he needs to probably get some help and like talk this thing out with somebody and work this through. They said that Denzel and Tyler Perry and somebody else were consoling him, and his publicist was talking to him. I do think he was very nervous about how this was going to be taken. And now they're saying that he might have to give the Oscar back, which I hope doesn't have to happen. I think he is very nervous about how this will be taken by the media. His publicist kept coming on and talk to him. A lot of people talking about getting mad or supporting what Stephen A. Smith said, that he embarrassed himself and ruined the beautiful moment of him winning that Oscar. I do think that him winning his first Oscar, and not just winning his first Oscar, but for the leading role, yes, I do think that has been overshadowed by him slapping Chris Rock, and that if he had not done that and just had a conversation with him afterwards about, hey man, I don't appreciate that, we would all be talking about, man, Will Smith won his first Oscar for Best Actor because he played that role. He played that role. I watched the movie. He played that role. I watched that movie knowing this is Will Smith playing Venus and Serena's father, and by the end of it, I'm like, that's King Rich. That's Richard Williams right there. So he played that role. But yeah, of course, I do definitely think that has been overshadowed by him slapping this man on live television. And I don't know. Like I said, I just hope that whatever's going on, whatever issue's going on, I do understand, your wife's going through something and maybe she's exposing a little bit more to you than she is to the world. So you kind of feel a little bit more when you see her upset and you reacting. But again, I just think that there was a better way to handle that. But you can't gauge somebody's mental state of what they're feeling or what that means to them when they react. So a lot of times it's best just not to go there. But again, it's Chris Rock at the Grammys. This is nothing personal. And the joke really wasn't that hard. It's just, it wasn't that harsh. It's just what she's going through makes it harsh. Yeah, I don't think he knew that. But yeah, I don't think he knew what she was going through. But yeah, that makes it a little harsher. But at the end of the day, congratulations to Will Smith for winning Best Actor at the Oscars. He's got an Oscar. So yeah, congratulations to you, brother. It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah. Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me. Yeah. Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me. It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah. Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me. Yeah. Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.